So I'm currently in Saigon, Vietnam. Other people call it Ho Chi Minh City. But I finally left my small town. I'm in a little ass hotel room right now. I've got my computer set up and I've been working towards this dream for a long time, leaving the United States, leaving my small town, living in another country. And through all the self work, self improvement, working hard, building an online business, I was basically able to come over here and I bought a one-way ticket and now I'm here. So, first thoughts, I just want to say this. The jet lag has been pretty rough. I had a 28 hours straight of flying, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys, that flight killed me. The first 2 days that I was here, I was kind of in a zombie state, if that makes sense. But I'm kind of pretty much over that at this point. The next thing I have to say, so I did grow up in a small town and I've always lived in smaller communities, known everyone, seeing familiar faces every single day. And yeah, this city, so it's Ho Chi Minh City, there's I believe 14 million people here. And it was like a sensory overload almost. And yeah, I'm going to put some videos in real quick of some things that I saw just a few hours ago. I went walking around and yeah, I've never seen anything like that in my life. I've never seen so many. I mean, I've been to Mexico City before, which is another mega city. And mega cities, I'll say this, I'm going to be leaving this city here pretty soon because honestly, I just don't feel comfortable in larger cities, if that makes sense. I know a lot of people like living in a bigger city. There's more people to meet, there's more things to do, but in my opinion, there's actually less things to do. It's all kind of the same things. There's just more people, more restaurants, more stores, more of the same thing, kind of copy and pasted. Yeah, there's some things that are better to do, but me personally, I'm the kind of guy that I like to walk in nature. I like to go out in the woods. I like to hike, go on mountains, go into caves, go swimming in the water, experiencing nature. And being in a larger city, it really is like an urban jungle. There's just so much concrete, buildings, cars, motorbikes, people, just fucking faces, person after person after person. So that's my first impression so far. So yeah, I already can kind of feel that I just really don't want to be here in this larger city. Yeah, it's easy to make friends. Yeah, it's easy to meet people, but I would honestly rather be in a community where people know each other, where people are more friendly, where I'm not saying that the people here aren't friendly because they are. Everyone I've met so far in the past few days of being here has been pretty nice. But yeah, I've just never been one for bigger cities. But yeah, my online business, it's doing good. I'm just working hard. Just been focusing on that. I'm actually a nocturnal person now, so I've always been a nocturnal person. So I actually sleep during the daytime and I just stay up all night. So I'm a bit of a vampire, if that makes sense. And yeah, guys, from this point, yeah, it's getting out of this city, going out, making friends, because I can definitely tell that I am missing that social connection, people that I'm able to talk to in person and jive with. So my next objective is to go to a smaller city, less people, not a tiny town or nothing like that, but just more comfortable, slower. Another thing I noticed about this city, everyone's like that, working, moving, busy, 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 busy. A lot of people don't have free time to really just chill, right? It seems like everyone here is kind of working and this is a very hustle and bustle type place, maybe New York or something like that. And honestly, that's not my style. I enjoy communities where people are, just kind of chilling, enjoying life, enjoying nature experiences, talking, fresh air, that kind of thing. Also, the air quality here is pretty terrible. I won't lie to you. Yeah, there's smog, outside. It stinks pretty bad. So yeah, that's my first thoughts. I also got a haircut. I have a mullet now, as you can see. My sister actually cut my hair before I left. So I'm rocking a mullet. And yeah, another thing that surprised me was the foreigners, like the Americans and Europeans I've seen here. I was expecting to see a lot of like, like kind of like you see in those Thailand videos, like old, fat, retired, white people, I guess you could say, right? And I can say that because I'm white, so don't hate on me. But I went out to like the district where there's a lot of foreigners, and I saw like actually it was a lot of young, very good looking, very healthy young men. And yeah, guys, like it was crazy. Like I was expecting much unhealthier people that just kind of looked like losers, if that makes sense. But no, like a lot of these people were very healthy, very good looking, handsome, like not the kind of people that you would expect to come to Asia. Like you would think that a lot of white people would be here because they're just like losers back home. If you ever heard that term in the passport bro community, like a lot of people come to these countries because, they're just like losers back in their home country. But no, like these guys that I seen, they do not look like losers. Like they're very handsome. They would have no problem pulling girls in the West. Very tall, very muscular, strong. Their style was on point, all that stuff. So yeah, I think I've heard in Thailand there's a lot of like nasty expats and stuff, but not here in Vietnam. It's a complete opposite. Not like most of them, 99% of them were not ugly. They were not nasty. They did not look like degenerates. They looked like people that had their shit together, healthy. They probably go to the gym, and yeah, if they're out here, they're probably somewhat successful in their business and life endeavors. Now, they could just be tourists, a lot of them, of course. I don't know about the people like living here full time. I haven't made enough friends or met really anyone here to get like a full comprehensive thing, but yeah, I finally left America and I'm here now, and yeah, it's just the best way I can describe how I feel right now. It's a bit of a sensory overload. There was a lot of chaos getting over here, a lot of crazy things in my online business that kind of like I had to put out a few fires, and website got all fucked up and stuff, and I had to fix that and do a few things. But other than that, guys, we're out here. I'm on this new adventure. I'm in a foreign land, and yeah, now it's up to me to really be happy because one thing I can tell you is that changing your location isn't going, like I can tell you right now just from my first thoughts that changing your location is not going to be the thing that makes you happier. Like if you have problems back home that you haven't solved, you're going to bring those same problems with you wherever you go. And one of my mentors actually taught me that. And this isn't my first rodeo either. Like in the past, I actually lived in Germany. So I lived in Germany for like a year, and that was one of the lowest points of my life. It was a beautiful country. It was a great opportunity, but I had hit a low point when I was living there. Like I actually missed home a lot. Like I hated it. I absolutely hated it. I had like just could not, I was just in a bad mental state, if that makes sense. I was in a very negative mental mindset during that time of my life, probably one of the lowest points of my life. And yeah, I brought that with me when I did move to Germany. So yeah, so really it's all in your mind. Everything is in your mind. Everything is in your mindset. Everything is in your soul, your discipline. You have to take care of yourself, and you have to make the right decisions, and you have to continue to stay focused and stay disciplined. And that's my mission right now is stay focused, stay disciplined, keep on the good path. Don't let distractions, cloud my judgment. So leave a comment if y'all have a question. And yeah, it's crazy out here. Definitely a different world. All right, peace.